Hello everyone, welcome to the Age of Listening channel. As always, we're going deep. When you go deep into the symbols in the RWS deck, you're able to see the story of each card and learn tarot a lot faster. So today we're looking at the Moon card. Because it's a number 18, we're breaking it down to number 9, remember. So we're concentrating as well on the number 1, number 8, do it like that, and number 9, because they all reflect on really what the number 18 Moon card is all about. So it's a Pisces card with its planet in, guess it, the Moon. Okay, my videos tend to be served best with a cup of tea, and so take this time to pause it and go and make that cup of tea. Give me a thumbs up at the end, guys, because I worked so hard on this one. Mostly because when it comes down to this card, you can really discuss and talk about this forever. But I'm going to try not to do that to you as a present in this lockdown that we're in from me to you. Okay. So I kind of, let's start from over here. So we've just left the Fool has just left seeing the Star card, if you're following me in order, which I recommend. He's watched how this is an example of what it's like to be behind the veil in the Holy of Holies, behind the High Priestess, in the presence of God. You know, she's receiving from living waters from God because she is restrained her emotions, self-controlled her emotions. So living water is coming down, and she's got so much because it's overflowing. She's flowing it into the world as we know it here on planet Earth, in the material world. But the Fool has seen her kind of do it for a little bit long, and she's so deep into this deep behind the veil inside the Holy of Holies that it sent her a little bit doolally, because basically here we have the darkness of the background, meaning her emotions are very deep into this unknown, this place of unknown, tales of the unexpected, if you're my age. She's gone into that YouTube rabbit hole, and now knowing what is illusion and what is reality has, like, her brain's gone. Okay, and that's what happens with us, whether you are looking at conspiracy theories, and I love a good conspiracy theory, but you know, when you initially find out about when you first awaken spiritually or politically, you know, it started out as a great idea, didn't it? It started out as a great idea, but if you stay in that atmosphere for too long, you kind of can end up a little bit like this, which is why, you know, you go and do a lot of searching, you're preparing to find out about information. If spiritually you're looking to bring from what's in heaven down to earth and really make it a reality in your life, sometimes we experience, you know, we go through that and then we get to this stage and our brain explodes. And I tend to call this either the hot mess card, or I call it, or what else do I call it? Going down the rabbit hole. So when you prepare for a journey that you know is going to be deeply esoteric, you need to remember, with love, you need to learn how to have some self-control over your emotions so that you can be strong in the face of whatever you might see in the depths of your deep subconscious mind of the esoteric world. Are you getting it? It's a real story here. Otherwise, like the wolf, you're going to be a little bit scared. It'll be scary, duality. Or you can be like the puppy dog here, who's barking at the moon, having a great time. because this land is one of lush and greenery, guidance and cleansing and ascending and rejuvenating. And there's even water here coming over, flowing over. And what I love is, remember, look at the water. It's overflowing into each different channels. And if you look on here, oh blow, I've left my magnifying glass away from the desk. It's overflowing. There isn't actually a mainstream. It's overflowing in little ripples in the water. There's not a clean stream. And so that overflowing imagination as well as deep understandings create that fertile ground, but they can also send you a bit doolally. You have in the background deep, no ice, because this is all in the subconscious. This is all about the subconscious. You have blue mountains, dark navy blue mountains, and there is a fine line. You see a fine path? There's a fine line between what is truth and what is illusion, what is fearful, but what benefits you, the duality. And when the deep monster of the abyss, your demons, your old fears spring up and haunt you in this time, don't ask me why. I don't think crayfish are that scary, but Waite obviously thought that, or Smith thought that a crayfish was like a great symbol for a monstrous demon coming out of the abyss of our deep minds, subconscious minds. But, you know, here we have the yods, which is the God's grace in small light little flames falling down from the moon, because the moon is good for us, and it's falling down over to help ease the mind so that the beast will sink back into the abyss of the subconscious again, having been soothed by the grace that is given to us. Making the dog happier and hopefully soothing the fears of the wolf. So, as I said with number one, you know, you go with this card because it's 18. You have to remember you're preparing. Be girded with love and be kind to yourself. Turn off that YouTube if you need to. Switch off the news if you need to. If you can't control your emotions, because you'll need all that strength to deal with those deep, deep times. And going into a hermit card mode. I go through this kind of fairly regularly, especially if you're very sensitive to moon cycles, you know, and in those times we need that hermit, number 9, we'll need that hermit card moment. They help us out. But I'm always aware that no matter what I'm reading or watching, keep balanced a bit, you know, kind of control those emotions, don't let them get carried away. If you think it's not for your betterment to listen to what you're listening to at this moment, then pick it up another day, you know. That's what that says to me. So let's look at, I think I've explained all of that there. I think I said to you everything. At the end of the day, this card is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. The star, moon, and the sun, which we'll be coming to soon, these are kind of states of mind. And each of them come with a huge positive outweighing the negative. But this is just saying sometimes when we get into the illusions of life, the deep, deep places of our mind, we can often get so deep we need to be kind to ourselves to let ourselves out of that. And sometimes we can be in a rush to know everything quickly, and that's why we go down the rabbit hole. And then before we realise it, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we haven't actually even gone to sleep yet, and we don't know what side's up, what's reality, what's an illusion, because we've taken in so many different people's opinions all at the same time, and our brain just goes explodes. So we have here, I'm just looking, I've got all my books laid out of me, sorry, excuse me. So this can be, I would say, well, there's two sort of, it matters whether you look at this as a reverse card. To me, it's an either or. How are you dealing with this? How are you doing this? And you might have to look at other corresponding cards either side, really, to know whether this is a good card or a bad card, because it can be seen as a warning card. It can be viewed as, are you in fear? Are there illusions out there? Is somebody deceiving themselves and having unrealistic ideas, you know? Is somebody chasing after a bit of a fantasy? What's reality? What's the illusion? So it can be kind of that, or it can be sort of having, you know, opening to the subconscious mind and entertaining unusual thoughts, being led by your imagination, letting go, and letting and surrendering to the moon's pull on you. Here we have on the Everyday Witch, she's loving it. Woohoo, full moon. She's having a great time. But here we have her black cat who looks into the reflection, and what he sees is a panther instead. There are two ways to look at this card, and really it needs to be seen in its context. Yeah, so I really think I've explained everything there. I don't really want to go too far into it, because I can talk about it forever. In all of my videos, believe it or not, I'm only giving you the basics. So I think I will kind of leave it there. Reversed, you know, probably if you get this reversed, you've got confusion, deception, deceit, anxiety, and fear. And you can remember this because you've got the subconscious mind here. Is there a lot of fear? Is there a lot of anxiety? Or is there some deception that is in your life that you're going to have to deal with? But when it's upright, I kind of still see it as being this beautiful gift of wisdom and grace, and that deeper esoteric understandings that we need to surrender to in order to you kind of need sometimes to go down the rabbit hole to find reality, but you need to have self-control and time away from those deep thoughts for a minute in order to get some introspection on everything that you've learnt. So, two ways to think about it. I hope that helped. It was fun doing this one, and I hope you're blessed by it. Here in the, oh, I just forgot to say in this one, here you see, brilliant card. This is my soul card, my soul deck with Witch's Tarot. She looks scared. But you could say that the wolves behind her are protecting her. The earth, the moon protects her. She's got her strength in the moon, but it's dark around, and with only the light from one sort of burning burning, what do you call them? Burning stick. So there's a lot of illusion around her because she can't see that far away from herself, from her own footsteps. So be careful of illusion. But she does gain her strength from the moon and all of its deepness and awakenings that it offers her. Lovely. All right, I'll now say goodbye. Bye.